There is a way that I can treat you wrong. Open your heart and I can sing along. There is no way that I can treat you wrong. I'm open now, I'm closing down. I'm almost lovely, the face so ugly. I'm almost lovely.
Libra, this is your April 2016 love and partnership as well as general forecast. We're starting with your love and partnerships. The first card that came up says past life relationship. You've known each other before. If I'm not mistaken, this is possibly the third time this card is coming up for Librans. I'm a Libran myself. Right, so as those of you who have been watching these videos will know, this is about a relationship that you've had in a past life. I could say sometimes this might have been more than one past life, in fact. You have unfinished business together. You still have things to explore together. You still have things to learn from one another. So this relationship is coming back into your life again so that you can partner up and form a relationship to learn these things together, to learn from one another and learn together. You'll know this person by the fact there's an instant affinity with them, an instant recognition, and this often translates into attraction as well. The next card suggests that this relationship will end up being permanent. It could end up in a marriage. At the very least, it's going to be a long-term situation. This card also suggests you may even meet this person at a wedding. Normally that part of the card, or the explanation for this card, I don't ignore it, but it doesn't have any importance. This time it popped up, so I thought I'd mention it because maybe some of you are going to meet this person at a wedding. The third card says express your love. Go ahead and make that romantic gesture. This says show your emotions. Librans, because you're an air sign, can sometimes be a little reticent in showing your deeper emotions. This card is saying show that. It's obviously important to cultivating this relationship or partnership. For those of you already in partnerships and relationships, that last card is probably most applicable. Show your emotions. Bring your emotions to the fore. Let the person you're with know how you feel about them. And it's very important to the depth. The depth is important in relationships at the moment. That's the message coming through. You need to get to the depth of relationships. This is going to mean different things to different people. For all Librans, Libran rising, this is important for you this month. Now the guidance that comes up is that of the star. The three guidance cards actually line up very beautifully with the three love cards. Because the first card, the stars sometimes speak of something which is ordained, preordained. It's written in the stars, basically. So this month, it's written in the stars that that person that you're going to meet again, that's a past life partner, this is the month it's written into the stars. You may have met up with them last month. I have a feeling many of you may have done that. But now the next step will be taken. It will be more concrete. You will get to connect in some way this month. The next card that comes up is the card of long-term stability and security, which is the same as the wedding card. That was the second card. And this talks about that person being your safe harbor, that person being the anchor in your life. So what a marriage partner or long-term partner would be to you. The third guidance card is that of the moon. That is of emotional clarity and bringing emotions to the fore, being comfortable with your emotions, which is what the third card said, showing your emotions. So this is a double underlined theme for each card for this month for you, Libra. So there's a very clear story here. Watch this part of the video again if you need to hear more. As one of the Oracle card readers said in her video, if you think you're hearing with the logical mind here, this is not the full story. You're actually listening with your heart and your soul. So to listen to a message a few times is sometimes a good idea because you're going to pick up on other levels what is being said. Right, now for your general forecast reading, I thought we'd do a different reading again this month because now you've been through those 2 eclipses. I think there is another one coming up in April. But the impetus, the major move, the wake-up call has happened in March. So now we ask ourselves, where to from here? What do we do? This big change has been made, this shift, if not change, the shift has been made. Where does life go from here? Now the first card that comes up is the round and round card, and this says, you may feel as if you've been in this place before, or here we go again, I'm back here again, this all looks terribly familiar, it doesn't seem to have changed. But, big but, you are about to break a repetitive cycle. As human beings, this is the biggest breakthrough we can make, is breaking repetitive cycles. There is no bigger breakthrough than that. Once you break repetitive cycles, you move onwards and upwards, and now you're about to be presented with that opportunity. So very specifically, if you find yourself looking at very familiar situations and surroundings within situations, know, aha, this is my opportunity. I can now move forward differently. Listen to your inner guidance, listen to the guidance from around you, look at the signs, because they will be guiding you as to how to this time move forward differently. It does say you've learned, you are wiser, so you can now move on to a new path of discovery from this seemingly same starting point. The next card that comes up says, this is going to be the challenge that you will now be presented with. And this is the here and now card. And this says to be present. Only this moment counts. Take note of what happens right now because you are creating your future in every single moment. It says what you are working on at the moment has immense potential. It has huge potential. That egg in this picture is very significant of that. You are in the egg stage at the moment. You are going to hatch something really amazing if you concentrate on the here and the now. It says create your dream now. Don't focus on the end goal, focus on the journey. You need to know what the end goal is. Sure, you set the end goal. That's not where you keep your eye. You keep your eye on the here and the now. You concentrate on the journey to the end goal because that's what's going to be important. Then the next card that comes up says, okay, now how do you find your way around this challenge? How do you overcome this challenge? I thought this was the most interesting card to come up at this point because normally I would think of this as a challenge card. Now let's take a look at this card. This card speaks about temptation. And that kind of temptation which we find incredibly difficult to resist. Look at the woman is in the middle of a Venus flytrap. But what this says is, understand what temptation is. It's the lure. It's that something that gets you going. It's something which lights a fire under you, sets you in a direction. So you need to understand that this is what this is. It is not something that you should necessarily be disdainful of. Rather look at it as, that's the temptation. This is going to ignite my soul. This is going to move me forward. It doesn't mean I give into it. It means I understand that it's giving me the fire and the momentum to keep going. Then the final outcome card is one of the Lion Guard cards, which I think is very applicable as a final outcome. It's Zucara Ra. And this one says to shine your light, be the brightest, most authentic version of you. Rely on no one else but your inner guidance and strength. That rely on no one else doesn't mean physically don't ask for advice, but it means that you are strong enough. You do have the inner strength and the inner guidance to do what you need to do. You don't need everybody to help you. It's nice to have someone help you. It's nice to have support. But you are quite capable of doing it on your own. That's the key message. You are capable of doing it on your own. That can give one immense strength, inner strength, to get to where you want to go, to get to your goal. And to be your most authentic self and shine your light is very important too, to you. Sometimes I'll say don't broadcast it to the world because people can want to dim the light sometimes when they see it. But that doesn't mean don't shine your light. Shine your light. Be who you are. Be who you truly, truly are. because you are actually shining a light for people to follow. You really are. Right now, your soul path is that of the falcon. And the falcon says you have made great strides, but now you will go even further. Many great things lie ahead. Focus, take flight, and you will reach the triumphant prize. It's a wonderful, wonderful soul card and very, very applicable to this reading. As many of you may know, you now have Jupiter in your 12th house for this year, Librans that is. So you are working up to having Jupiter in your first house, and apparently that year, which is commences September, I think, of this year, that 12 months is a very, very special 12 months. It's incredibly beneficial alliances between the planets coming up. So keep that in mind, that you are being lined up for something truly wonderful. They say for Libra that could be the year of your life. So this is definitely where the path is leading to for you guys. The next card that came up, once again, we have an interesting card here. We have two interesting cards that kind of pop up in what I would call an odd spot in these readings. This is the tsunami or wake-up call. I think that you've already had the wake-up call. I think you're perhaps feeling the after effect of that wake-up call. This is one of those two eclipses. More likely the second one of March would have been the wake-up call. And it's coming up because on a soul level you need to make a shift. You have to make a shift. And if you don't make that shift, you may very well feel the rest of this wake-up call. So don't resist that shift. Make sure that you move with it. Know it was necessary to clear the decks for what is moving in now. The decks needed to be cleared. Now the final card that comes up for your soul path is the confidence card. And I'm going to read to you a little from the written paragraphs for this card because it's really beautifully written. And it says, confidence requires care. Be sure to treat yourself right. As a learned attitude and reaction, confidence is something that needs to be trained and developed. Feed your self-image with kindness and recognize that you're deserving and valuable. Have faith in your judgment and abilities. With self-belief, you'll be able to handle the outcome of any situation. There's definitely a strong message here for truly believing in yourself and having that confidence in yourself that no matter what, you will be able to deal with it. So Libra, that is your April 2016 reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this.